Hey, Perfect Spirit. I'm Sam Shelley, and they call me the Miracle Man. Now, let's create a miracle in your life right here, right now. No time to delay. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I talk about getting rid of all the stress, the anxiety, the worry, the fears. All this stuff is head trash, and it's preventing you from knowing who you really are. That is consciousness, perfect spirit, soul, that which cannot be described, but connected to all that is. So subscribe, like this channel. I create these videos every day. So what I tell people is that I'm not here to improve your thoughts. That's not really my purpose. Because I want you to see that you have all these thoughts, beliefs, opinions, but you are greater. You are beyond those thoughts. That you are the perfect spirit, the consciousness, the soul, all that is, universe, source. Because those words cannot accurately describe the energy that animates this body, that all things are possible. I was seeing a psychiatrist for nearly 20 years. Maybe it was 20 years. I don't know. I was seeing him for an awfully long time when I was a bipolar. And he just simply gave me lots of medicine. But he never once said to me, hey, do you realize you have thoughts, but you're not these thoughts? And he never suggested like meditation or yoga, any kind of like self-care practices. It was always trying to make thoughts better, but usually it was mostly medicine. And that's what I'm seeing from like most life coaches, most therapists. They're trying to make thoughts better. Yeah, I do that on occasion as well because our thoughts create our reality. But ultimately, we have to see that we are not our thoughts, that we are the greater, that we need to have uplifting thoughts. Yes, that's important, but we don't want to keep chasing thoughts with more thoughts. We have to realize that our thoughts do create our reality. They don't have to be spoken thoughts, just the inner dialogue that we're thinking to ourselves, that they want to be uplifting, inspiring, not not in a place of lack, of not good enough, not worthy enough. Those kind of beliefs are not useful because they'll keep you stuck in the mud. But just realize most people are constantly chasing thoughts with more thoughts. And it's really about a place of surrender, of letting go, and operating from this deeper level. And I'd like to say that we're not really ascending, we're actually descending into who we truly are. People are always thinking about this ascension, and it gets you looking up and thinking outside yourself. But we have to see that within us is that consciousness, the connection to source, the universe. Whatever you wish to describe it is perfect because it's just language, it's not the truth. And truth is a funny thing. It's not facts, it's not information. Because you can get all sorts of information, all sorts of facts. Then sometime down the road, they're going to be proven to be wrong information or facts that are disproven. We can look at the course of the history of science. What they believed to be true at one point, they later proved to be false. So all these kind of temporary truths, if you will, are just temporary. But the real you is the truth. That is consciousness. And the real truth is that you are one with the one, that you are source, universe, that there's infinite abundance in the universe, that there is no lack, there is no competition, there is no judgment. Judgment is a completely internal thing and relative to your perspective. But it's realizing that a lot of people are just chasing thoughts and it's just keeping the mind overactive and too busy. And that's not helpful in our journey. We just got to learn to relax, then operate and move from this deeper place within us. That there's nothing fancy out there, no complicated teachings. If somebody tells you this is the path to enlightenment and it's filled with rules and restrictions, That's not the path to enlightenment. That's not the path for awakening. It may have worked for a few people here and there, but it's not consistent. The consistent way is very simple. Just bring yourself back into this moment. There goes the mind thinking, taking me, dragging me all over the place. Where are my feet? Where are my hands? And just coming back to this moment. And you just keep coming back to this moment. And when you're more in this moment than the story, then you're starting the process of awakening, which is simply remembering who you are at the core, that your consciousness, spirit, soul, whatever you wish to call it, not getting hung up on the labels, the language. Awakening is simple. Be present. Know yourself as peace, as the light. And that's the thing. You are the light. You are energy. Where there is light, darkness cannot exist. You can't love and hate. You can't love and be in fear. And this deep love, not this artificial, conditional love that most people attach to, but this deeper place of love, of acceptance, is right here. This isn't judging you. This isn't condemning you. Because the human experience is a challenge. Having a body and dealing with the day-to-day activities is a challenge for a lot of people, especially if you lose a loved one, dealing with a chronic illness, maybe a terminal illness like a bad form of cancer, something along those lines, and you're completely attached to this body, completely attached to the duality of this world. Most people do not realize the oneness that is here in this moment. We know on an intellectual level, on the quantum field, we're all interconnected. All the scientists, the physicists know this, but there's still a lot out there that I'm sure that fear death. And fear death is duality, fearing that when the body fades away, the consciousness fades away. And that's simply not true. Consciousness is always here. It was never born, was never created. It just always was. And it's hard for the mind to accept. Where did consciousness come from? We're the projection of consciousness. Consciousness was always here. It's deep. The mind can't wrap its head around that. But we're in the swirling energy of consciousness. We're moving through consciousness, and we're not aware of that. Like a fish isn't aware that it's surrounded by ocean. You are surrounded by consciousness. You are the projection within consciousness. And when you're at this deeper place, life just flows with an ease, a grace. Like the descent of grace is always raining down upon us. And the overactive mind puts up the umbrella and says, no, thank you. I like being separate. But separate is an illusion. It's the mind in division. It's not in the place of truth, of knowing. But we just simply need to be here. It's not even about relaxing, just being fully here. Then when you're fully here, then the relaxation is a byproduct. Abundance is a byproduct. Health is a byproduct. It's all in the place of peace. It's the energy of transformation. It's the energy of manifestation. It's the energy of abundance, is peace. Peace is the launching point for all things, because that is our true nature. But we get so busy chasing these stories that are not beneficial or useful to us. So every day I come back with a similar message that you're not your anxiety, you're not your stress, you're not your worry. That's the place of duality. And we're not in a place of trying to make thoughts better. Yes, we want uplifting, supporting thoughts, but we don't want to chase thoughts with more thoughts. It's about surrendering those thoughts and realizing you're it. You're the infinite. You are consciousness, universe. that's just expressing itself in a body. All right, I think that's all I have to share today. Well, take good care of yourself, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.